interesting here, sometimes you find a plant, you see when it starts you don't understand where it finishes.
So what grapes are these?
Glera?
All Glera?
Yes. Or sometimes you find some different plants because in so old vineyards it's usual, but mainly Glera.
And it carries on.
There was a tradition in the past to mix different kind of plants, no? So you have apple tree, and it was an intelligent mixing because the apple suffer more or less similar disease of the grapes, no? So with the same treatment you protect both. These are 3 new rows. This is a gift of wild pork. Do you know wild pork? Is it correct the name? Or a boar, maybe you call it? Boar. And we arrived for the harvest and we say, oh, and you find all the lower part of the fruit eaten.
But there's nothing you can do to stop that? Or
it's difficult because you see what we have around. No?
Yeah.
But we are lucky. In this vineyard they hit, but not so much. In another vineyard they hit half of the production. It seems a vineyard that was harvested by machine. They let the rasp on the plant and they blow the juice. They, how do you say?
And this is also you?
Yes, yes. And from here we can understand that now vineyards are covering main part of the. This is quite old. On this side is where we make the sparkling wines. They are pressure tanks. Now we are using them for the harvest. We have an old bottling machine. So we start with Fuin, it's an Asolo Prosecco DOCG Prosecco. Usually I joke with the customer, now I say this wine is the mineral water of Treviso. Because behind this label we put the concept of easiness of drinking. So it's not the more complex Prosecco we produce, but it is the more easy, the one you can drink at breakfast, lunchtime, dinner, when you want. We call it low pressure Prosecco, because usually Prosecco spumante reach 5 atmosphere pressure. Here we stop at 4, that make it much more easy to drink, but a little bit more interesting than frizzante Prosecco. one is Prosecco UL. UL is the name of the little vineyard we visited before in the hills. And for producing this one, we use all the grapes coming from the hills we have. What we try to do again in this extra dry is not getting an exaggerated extra dry, okay? And my aim is to get a sweet sensation at the beginning because it's an extra dry, but a dry mouth at the end, okay? I don't like the sweetish sensation that remains for 10 minutes, okay? We are helped in this by the land where we produce, as we told before, that give us a lot of minerality, so it's very useful to clean the mouth. Okay. It's the typical Prosecco for the aperitivo time.
So are these all hand-picked, the grapes?
Yes, yes. All my grapes are hand-picked. First of all, because I don't have a winery that can accept machine harvest, it's impossible, we are too much small. But many old vineyards can be worked with the machine, no? So it's mandatory to get manual harvest. Okay, this is Biso. It's a sparkling wine with the traditional way of production. So, second fermentation happens inside the bottle, like in the Champenois, but we don't take out the yeast, so everything remains inside. When we say col fondo wine, it means literally wine with the bottom, and the bottom are the yeast that fall down in the bottom of the bottle. It's very rustic wine, okay? We can't call it Prosecco as a company because we decided to make it spumante, so over 3 atmosphere. At the moment, the rules of Prosecco allow only frizzante, so under 3 atmosphere of pressure, okay? From the next year, the rules for the Prosecco Asolo will change and will allow spumante version too, so we will call it Prosecco. But at the moment it's simply a sparkling wine made with Glera 100%. Okay. It's an experimental product because we make all the vinification without sulfites, so it's a sort of now it's wrong to say natural wine. All the wine are natural wine. Is not sulfite or not sulfite that make the natural wine, okay? But we think that is the only version that can live without sulfite, so we are trying to make it without sulfite, okay? Many people, you know, now are looking for this kind of products, and we are trying to do it. It's the second version of the no sulfite wine. It's a kind of wine that is really perfect for the lunchtime because it's completely without sugar, obviously, with a rustic taste that stays very well with local food like sorpresa, that is a sort of big salami we produce here, and with the cheese. Okay. Capriccio. This one is a sparkling rosé brut made with Cabernet Sauvignon and Schiava grape. We call it Capriccio. Do you know the meaning of Capriccio? Capriccio is an Italian word that means something that you want but you don't need, like the diamond for the woman. Okay. It's again a low pressure spumante, so 4 atmosphere, that make it a little bit easier to drink, and it's suitable for the aperitivo, but you can use it for the lunchtime. what I always said is this one is a real rosé, so we start only from that.